Hello. Hello, Avito. Welcome, everyone. Today we are going to continue working on the River Raid clone, which is a part of the 20 games challenge. So we didn't do much last stream. Like, we started the River Raid thingy. We've got this. We basically have a plane which can be controlled by the player, and this is just pre-made map which I just painted with tiles here. And yeah, I struggled a lot with this tile map layer thingy. It's a very powerful tool, but you need to like know what you are doing. And yeah, I was trying to figure out how do I use those tiles to paint the level basically, and I couldn't figure that out. So I've seen some tutorials, and yeah, it turns out it's not that complicated, but we will see how much I remembered from that from those tutorials. So yeah, first thing that I realized is this tile set is like dedicated mostly for platformer games, which have like from the side perspective. They show the world from the side, and we want to make a top-down game. So for example, I only had like 2 tiles for diagonal ledges, and of course there are those tiles, but these feel like if I actually use them, they wouldn't match, right? It would look bad if I tried to like paint the river bank with this. Like here it looks okay, but yeah, I had to rotate every single tile. Like we didn't have a tile for this. We had to like rotate. You can do this, but it feels like it's quite tedious. So first thing that we will do, we will remove that. tile map basically, and we will use something else. So I found a website called Open Game Art, and you can find quite a lot of cool stuff. And I found that little tile set, which should be perfect for a river raid game. We basically only want to use those terrain tiles and the water tile. So we will try to use this instead. So the ground tiles look like this. There we go. We also have some castles and some towers. We might try to use them. We will have like a medieval river raid game. But basically I want to have like any tiles that will just work. So we will try to use this. And what's also interesting is that the water is apparently animated. So maybe we'll try to also make the water animated as well. So yeah, this is a very nice website if you are looking for some assets that are like on open licensed. Like with each asset you have some information about copyright and attribution. So for example, with this we probably will need to add this if we will use it. Art by Mr. Beast. Is this the one? The one Mr. Beast that I'm thinking about? Oh boy, is this the guy who just gives away millions of dollars? Maybe he will notice me and he will like found my next game. Let's hope so. Okay, so we will be using assets from Mr. Beast, apparently. Also, I have worked on the board for that game because we just started, we just jumped straight into the editor. So basically, from the challenge, I've taken those goals and I split them up into those tickets. And there is like more tickets than goals, because I wanted to have like a quite simple tickets to be able to focus on like one thing at a time. So we have started with the jet fighter on the last stream. And we are almost done, but we don't have animations for leaning to the sides. Like when the plane is going left and right, it's basically the same. It's still a placeholder. It's like the original sprite from the Atari game. So we will be like mixing some styles here just to have something that works. Also, what I did offline, you might have noticed here we have some ASCII, and this is like a simple random generated terrain. See, it changes the width. So it's basically a river, but it's not rendered with the graphic thingy. It's not rendered with tiles, it's just rendered with ASCII. So this is like version number 1. Like it only generates one river. There's like no splitting paths. But yeah, it can get wider, it can get narrower, and it just takes care not to be too narrow. So there is always a path here. So we will try after we add like simple leaning animations, after that we will try to basically use the same code to draw the tiles procedurally. And in this little example here, like those two tiles are actually procedurally generated, and by procedurally generated I mean, yeah, we are just calling the setCell function here. So I figured out how to put things on the map with code. So yeah. So we might find it useful, but we will see. First, we should focus on the plane, which already has animations, but we are not switching them. We also have boom animation. Yeah, so that should be fine. So basically, I'm not sure if I should play animations in physics process. Animation. Wait, can you like, you should be able, can you access, like this script is assigned to the character. Can we access animations from the character? Though animations. It's not that kind of animation. So yeah, we will be focusing on animations first, and then we will go to that thing that turned out to be more complicated than I thought it would be. 2D. Rendering. Sprite animation. There we go. Animated sprite. Oh, they're just using the reference. Okay, it's fine. On ready. What exactly is on ready? Okay, so the at ready equivalent to putting something in the ready function. Okay, so it assigns the variable when it's actually available. Okay, let's just copy paste this here, but for us it's called sprite, sprites. What's wrong? Sprites. Oh, dollar. No. We can, let's see if it works. Siema wujek, hello. So let's see, and with else we will play. I don't really like that we are playing animations from the physics. but let's just see if it works. It does, but it's... Isn't it like jumpy? Should we like offset this a little bit? Well, it feels that the plane is like actually leaning to the side. Pew, pew. Okay, I think we can just... Okay, seems like that terrain generation script is not working very well yet. As you can see, there is no path here anymore. Animation is fine, okay. We can also check how it looks like in the original. It's different. I think in my version, it like jumps to the left and then leans left. Oh, it moves back. It moves backwards a little bit. I think that's the problem. It like moves backwards when it leans. But should be able to fix that if we move that animation a little bit, like 1 pixel lower. Can we fix this? So yeah, that sprite sheet is not very good, I would say. Like the spacing between sprites is kinda weird. No separation. Offset. There we go. It's not 14 by 14, right? Or is it? Oh, okay, I see. The sprites are... So that should be fine. We have 2 frames now. Okay. Let's remove this one and let's see if it's better. Yeah, I think it's better. Now it looks fine, except for that background, but we can ignore that. Yeah, looks more realistic. Okay, all right. We don't want to spend too much time on this. Like, we can change the graphics like for hours. We can like replace sprites with different ones, but we will still have the same game. like behind the scenes. So I think we did what we are supposed to do in that ticket. Player inputs move the plane from side to side, and the plane has animations for going forward and leaning to the sides. Can be single frames as draft. DOD is like definition of done. So when you create tickets, it's nice to define like what does it mean to complete that given task. So yeah, let's just close that issue. Okay, it's moved to done, and now we can work on the riverbank. So yeah, add riverbank on both sides of the level. The river can vary in size or even split into two streams. The splitting, we will work on the splitting a little bit later. Hitting the riverbank will kill the player. Okay, the player can accelerate or brake, which will change the vertical scrolling speed. We already have that. Like you can increase the speed or you can decrease it. You can even reverse it. So yeah, we do have that. You can even go backwards in our version. Consider using the tile system built in Godot and maybe auto tiling. There's a cool little feature called auto tiling. We may want to try to use this. And yeah, in definition of done, the game shows randomly generated terrain. The terrain must be traversable. The river cannot have any dead ends. Vertical scrolling of the terrain with a variable speed controlled by accelerate brake player inputs. So yeah, that's like the basic thing that we will try to implement. And I can show you what is auto tiling because it's like super cool thing. Let me see if I can find it. Go time up layer auto tiles. And which one was it? I think it was this one. Yeah, basically, when you have tiles, you can define like different kinds of terrains. So when you have like tiles with water and ground, you can paint on that tile that like this part of the tile is water and this part of the tile is terrain. And after you set that up, you can basically just paint with terrain, not the tiles. You just paint the ground, paint the water, and the tiles should be determined automatically. Like I think he shows this here. See, he paints with the floor, and now he paints with walls, and it's like automatic. And we will try to replicate that. I think I found like different video about that.
But now all I need to do is duplicate for drawing. And of course, if I
see, he's drawing,
you'll see that it gets
with the ground terrain.
Now, you may notice,
and he doesn't need to like select what tile he wants to put.
And now simply start drawing on a different
See,
tile.
he just selects terrain 0 and he just paints it, and it gets automatically like outlined here.
Rename it to grass and dirt.
So yeah, that's what we want to try to implement today. And we also want to try to paint like with the code. So let's hope that it won't be too difficult. All right, so also I have set up the Git repository, so we have like a backup of everything that we've done before. So if we break anything, we already have a backup on the GitHub, so we don't need to worry about like destroying too many things, like breaking the whole game. I can also like commit now because we've done the river. No, not the river, the plain. So let's commit. I think we can commit as is. It's ticket number 2. Yeah. Ticket number 2. Set animations for leaning left and right. Yeah, let's just commit what we have and push. Nice. So now we have it. We have a nice backup here. Did I push to the wrong? Oh, I pushed to the wrong branch, I think. Let me see. Yep, wrong branch. Okay, let's switch to master. Okay. And let's reset master to this. Reset master to this. Okay. Mixed. Cool. So now the master should be here. Okay, now we can push. Nice. We have pushed the changes. And I hope we didn't break anything. Reload from disk. It should look... everything should look the same. Hopefully. Scripts level GD error. Yeah. Oh, maybe I was working on something. Wait, can you run it? You can. What's wrong with the code here? Velocity not declared. Oh, okay. The level should be... like for now, it should be character body to D. Or maybe just area, collision shape. Wait, maybe I did break something. Wait a second. It was working just fine, right? It should be the same. We didn't change anything in level GD. Let's see, what was the change here? It's node to D. Ah, okay. Speed, position, okay. We did break some. Wait a second. Let me figure that out. Maybe we have some uncommitted changes here. And by uncommitted changes, I mean it's okay. We should just do a hard reset, I think. Yeah, let's just revert all of that. Okay. The level, the game. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. All right. So I hope I didn't remove too much. Let's get rid of the tile map layer for now. And let's just add the new one. Tile map layer. Let's remove that tile map PNG. Yeah, we will fix all of that. Don't worry. Now we have no tiles, nice. And we are going to use the ground tiles. There we go, and water. Okay, tile map layer. No tile set resource. Okay, so we are going to have a new tile set. Tile source. Go to the tile set bottom panel to add one. Okay, and we are going to add, I think I can just drag and drop this. Nice. Automatically create. Let's try. Wait, I think I added the wrong one. Okay, let's remove this. It's the wrong picture. Remove. It's this one, tile set. We also have some cool looking mountains. But at the beginning, let's just work on water and ground. We don't want to overcomplicate this from the beginning. Okay, let's see if the automatically generated tiles look fine. I think they do. See, everything lines up very well. Cool. That's very nice. Okay, what is this? Is it like decoration for the ground? Yeah, it's just forest. Okay, let's just focus on having water and grass. So we will try to define where the grass is on the tiles which actually have grass. Okay. And to do this, I think, if I remember correctly, we need to have match corners and sides. Match sides and corners. Wait. We do want to, like, if we have, like, in this example, I think we want to like match both corners and sides to determine what tiles we are supposed to be using. Okay, terrain 0. Can we name this grass? And let's have it green. Cool. And wait, maybe we can like maybe we can just assume that like no tile means that there is water there. So let's just work with one terrain for now. And yeah, let's just see if it works. Wait, texture is 16 by 16. Tile size is 16 by 16. We should be already able to paint with this. Am I right? Yeah, we can just paint with this, but what we want to do is to paint with terrains. But as you can see, nothing really happens when you paint with terrain, because we have to like define the terrains for each tile. And I think I need to take like a short break, and we will try painting after the break. I think you do it from here. Terrains. Grass. So we can basically tell that this is grass and this is grass. This one is not, I think. Something like this should work. Nintendo's, hello, thank you very much for the good luck. Okay, so let's see if it just works now. So let's switch to terrains. Let's clear all of that. And let's try painting with grass. It works. It works. Maybe not, it's not perfect, but it works. See, I didn't have to select the specific tiles. I just selected the grass, and like with simple shapes, it just works. What sort of game are we making? We are making the River Raid, which is like an ancient game from Atari, which looks like this. So this is what we are trying to replicate. It doesn't need to be like perfect. It can just look however you want. So yeah, like this is what we are trying to replicate basically. Okay, maybe I should like put a little GIF with that game in the corner. So yeah, the game looks very simple, but turns out if you try to actually implement that, there is like a lot of things that you just need to, you know, figure out. Okay, be right back. Let's hide it so I won't get sued by Activision, Blizzard, and Microsoft, and all of them combined. So yeah, we have some basic tiles. So I think if we actually correctly paint all of those, it should just work. Okay, be right back. Alright, I'm back. And Josh, thank you for the lurk. Also, let me give you a shout out. So Josh is a streamer. He plays variety of games. Recently, he was playing. He was doing a speedrun of Super Mario 64 with Adam. And they actually got into... Wait, which place did you guys get? 5th? 6th? I already forgot, but it was like a great achievement. Wait, let me find it. This Super Mario 64 co-op. Okay. Oh, and they are advertising the medicine for like memory. Wait, this is where you should be, right? 70 star, 2 players, non-stop? Yeah, here they are. Ninten Josh and Adam Hames are 5th, on the 5th place worldwide in the speedrun. Nice, congrats. And you improved by, I think, like 2 minutes or something. Or even more, right? Where have you been before? On the 10? No. But yeah, like it's nice to be on the you know, on the charts. Congrats, guys. Okay. Sorry for calling you out from lurking. Okay, so now we will spend some time with painting. Because we don't want to have those ugly edges here. So turns out that if you just have one terrain and if you paint that correctly, it should just work. But I'm not sure if I should paint those here. I don't think I should. Basically, you want to have like unique pattern on each playing games in the background. All right. I don't think the middle part is... No, the middle part... Wait, the middle part is important. Wait, are they updating in real time or do I have to paint that again? I think I have to paint it again. Let's see. Wait, let me actually paint them. Even though I'm not sure if I'm doing this correctly, but yeah. Wait, how do I remove? Oh, with right clicking, okay. So this might work, right? Maybe. Wait, what's the difference between those and those? Aren't they basically the same, but like different shade? Right, those are quite the same. So maybe let's not paint those. What is this? Why did they put those? Oh, it's not painted. Those white dots are not painted by the creator. It's the editor. I should not be having like the same patterns on 2 tiles. Is it all that I need? We have the straight line. We have like a single corner and we have like inner corners. Let's see how it works. Like, let's paint. What? That's kind of weird. Or is it? View, show helpers. Okay, it doesn't work as I wanted it to work. Something is wrong. Like when I put like single block, I want to have it like surrounded. Why did it put that here? Shouldn't it just put this? Okay, oh, maybe if I, maybe I should remove that. Let's see. Okay, let's draw a cross. Okay, this is a cross. This is a big square. Okay, but okay, let's draw an empty square. Okay, now it's broken. But the cross and the square just work fine. How about a long line? Okay, the long line is fine. This is also fine. How about the diagonal? Okay, the diagonal works as well. Okay, we have trouble here. Okay. But it looks very promising. How about this? Okay. Okay, now it's like everything is wrong. This is like 4 grass tiles here and it just breaks. Maybe we don't have enough tiles for this. How about this? No. Oh, maybe we can use the river tile here. Interesting. Okay, let's try painting the river tiles. Will it work though? I don't know. So this is something like this. Okay. We can always revert this. I feel like there are like duplicates of some tiles here. We have this as well. And we also have something like that here and there. Right, there's a bridge even. Okay, we don't want to have roads yet. Okay, this is the same. This is duplicated. Let's see how it works now. Wait, where are our rivers though? Anyway, let's try if it works. That's not that bad. Okay. We are still missing some tiles. I mean, we won't be generating... Oh, this is bad. We won't be generating that kind of terrain. Yeah, it just breaks. Yeah, we might not have like every possible combination here, I'm afraid. But it's fine, we won't be needing those tiny rivers. Acrostel, hello. Yeah, we are trying to figure out the terrains. But seems like the tile set that I'm using is lacking some things, but for the basic shapes, like those, it just works fine. Like this tile, I think, is empty. No, let's... Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't work properly. So if we won't have like that kind of gaps, it should be fine. And we won't have that kind of gaps because we will need to like fit the plane. So like the tightest gap will be something like this. So it should fit the plane. Okay, for now, let's just stick to what we have. We might have some like duplicated tiles, I'm afraid. Because with those... Yeah, with those gaps, it kind of works. Okay, you need to like paint it repeatedly to make it work. It's kind of weird. Anonymous Productions, hello. Welcome to the chat. We are trying to figure out how to use the trains, and it seems like it's going pretty well. You can paint some islands just by drawing like where you want the grass to be. Looks pretty nice. I'm good. How are you? I'm good as well. We are working on the River Raid clone. And I decided that I want to like randomly generate the level. So this is like the third game that we are doing on stream, and I'm starting very small. We've made Pong as the first game. The second one was... Wait, did we make... No, we made Flappy Bird, which was using the built-in physics engine. Then we made Breakout, and now we are working on the River Raid. Okay, so there is an option to have like those tiny rivers. Okay, but I think this should be more than enough to draw the actual level in River Raid. Okay, let's try to remove all of this. So let's try to paint like a simple level. Like we will always have the river bank here. and for example here, and the river can get like wider. You know, yeah, those tiles should just work fine. Looks pretty nice, right? It doesn't look that much blocky, right? This should be okay. Yeah, that looks very nice. Cool. And we don't need to put all of those tiles manually. That's great. That's great that you have that built-in terrain thingy, and like the engine figures out what tile it should put. Okay, for now, to not overcomplicate it, let's just stick to 2 terrains, and I wonder how we could use those ones. This is like the like a beach segment. Yeah, it doesn't look like this is like a complete tile set with every possible combination of terrains, but it's fine. It's fine for our purpose. Okay. It's also kind of tiny, but it's fine. We don't need to worry about that yet. What we do need to worry now is how the heck do we paint on this? So for now, I have the code that generates the terrain in ASCII. Like here in console, you can see what's supposed to be a river. And we will try to basically, instead of drawing in ASCII, we will try to draw with the terrain tiles. So everywhere where the hashtag is, we will just put the grass terrain. Okay. So okay, the level script is only used for accelerating and decelerating. Okay, where is it assigned? Okay, no, wait, where is it assigned? Maybe, wait. Oh, it's here. Okay, that script is not used. So if we just remove that, the acceleration and deceleration will still work. Okay, this was just some dead code. Okay, so we might want to assign that level GD to the level node. Level GD. So I'm not very experienced with that engine. I've read some documentation, I've seen some tutorials, and I just started doing games. So you shouldn't be using like the things that we are doing here as like a, you know, tutorial on how to make things. I just trying to figure out myself. Maybe it's not the best way to do this, but yeah, we are just trying. So let's say we will generate the terrain in the ready function, and we already tested the set cell script. which was called on the tilemap layer. Okay. Let's just keep it handy here. What was it called? On load? On ready. On ready. So within the level, let's have the on ready reference to the tile map layer. We can make it private just in case. Let's specify actual type. So we will have some nice, you know, code completion thingies. Tilemap layer. Okay, I hope it will work. But we want to use, like what I did before was, I basically selected the tile. Like, for example, how do I find this? I basically selected one of the tiles from here and put it on the screen. But what we want to do is to select the terrain and put the terrain. So I think it's Google time. Load, or maybe delete the script, put terrain. Maybe set cell? No, put terrain on tilemap layer. To place, should we read the AI? Let's read what AI has to say. To place a terrain onto tilemap layer in God of War using GDScript, you need to use the set cell terrain connect method of the tilemap. Wait. Tilemap layer. I think they are confusing two different things. I'm pretty sure tilemap is like deprecated already. But let's see. Maybe we should read like actual, like a human response. Okay, they are suggesting the set cell terrain connect, so maybe the AI found that answer. You need to use the method set cell terrain connect or tilemap. Cool. Terrain set. Update all the cells in the cells coordinates array. Oh, we can specify an array. So they use the given terrain for the given terrain set. If an updated set has the same terrain as one of its neighboring cells, this function tries to join the two. This function might update neighboring tiles if needed to create correct terrain transitions. Do we want this? Okay, this is the documentation of tilemap. Deprecated, yeah, let's use the tilemap layer. Okay, it has the same method. Set cells terrain. Terrain. Okay. also uses the array. Okay, it's basically the same function. Maybe like the parameters are different, but it's this function tries to join the two tiles if an updated cell has the same terrain as one of its neighboring cells. If ignore empty terrains is true, empty terrains will be ignored when trying to find the best fitting tile for the given terrain constraint. We don't want to ignore them. To work correctly, this method requires the tilemap layer's tileset to have the terrain set up with all required terrain combinations. Otherwise, it may produce unexpected results. We don't have all terrain combinations set. But yeah, let's just see what will happen. Terrain set integer. Terrain set. I assume it will be 0. Okay, you need to specify the terrain set. The terrain. Oh, that's also integer. So it will be like 0, 0. And maybe false. Let's just try it. Okay, let's remove all of this. Wait, but... oh, this is where you put the coordinates. Okay, okay, okay. Let's go to this script. Tilemap layer, terrain. Okay. Can I just type this and it will produce the array? Vector to I. Let's put it on position 1, 1 and terrain set 0, terrain 0 and false. Let's see what will happen. There we go. There is our terrain. Nice. Cool. It works. How do we duplicate lines? Okay, let me just copy paste this. And I think we should create a smaller function for that, because it will be like super tedious to work with this. Nice, it works. Cool. Nice. Looks pretty fine. Maybe we can stick to those tiny tiles. It will be like less noticeable that it's like actually square tiles. Okay. So let's create a function. Let's put grass. And it will just accept the array. Void. Okay. We can have one version with array, and we can have like one version which will accept like single vector for like test purposes. So here, and we can just call put grass here. Oh, this is how we duplicate the line. Okay, now it's much simpler. We can also like put it like this. Okay, does it work? Yeah, it works the same, but it's like a little bit simpler. It looks bad. Anyway, we won't be needing that very specific part, but let's see, does it still work? It does. We do have that ASCII code here. It's not perfect, but it should be like good enough for now. So let's just try to use this. We can like generate lines and call that function putGrass, and let's just see what will happen. We can also try to generate like everything, but let's just start simple. So I think I've put all of that in the game script. So yeah, this is the code. It basically uses two numbers, which are like x position of the left bank and x position of the right bank, and we are just randomly increasing and decreasing that, and this just makes the river go. So yeah, draw ASCII level. Okay, we don't want to draw bridges yet. This will be like another ticket. So what we will need? Offset. No, it's just timing. We might want to use the timing, but okay, let's just try to like paint the most simple thing first. This level generation code might be put into like another class even, but let's just try to move the code from the ASCII generation code to the to the terrain drawing code. So that's the code. It basically, where is it? Yeah, it builds the line, which is a string, like a text, and we are just putting those hashtags. I think it might be easier to start from scratch, to be honest. Get a bank change. Oh, that might be useful. Like those functions that check if you can like actually make the river wider or narrower. Yeah, let's use those functions. Okay, they all can be private. yeah, we need to copy the bank change enum as well. There we go. Where should we put the types? I don't know. Let's put it here. It's already a mess. Okay, change. Can get narrower, not found. Oh, because it's this. Okay, so we do have a code that randomly decides if we want to keep the bank the same width or wider or narrower. And we will work on that after a short break. So be right back. Alright, I'm back, and sorry Wujek for ignoring the YouTube chat again. I'm so sorry, I didn't notice. I have like 2 panels with chats, and one only shows the Twitch chat, and one shows both at the same time, and I need to switch between them sometimes. So sorry about that again. No need? Okay. So I'm sorry. Okay, draw. So this is the draw. No. Yeah, we basically want to have... Okay, we won't be drawing the river yet. We will need to figure out how to like fill the whole screen with the river tiles. That might be like the simplest solution. Maybe we can have like different layer below, which will be just water. So let's have a function called draw river, and it will like draw like one line of the river for now. Okay, and line. Okay, we don't need this. I mean, we kind of do, but we will replace the line with array of vectors, of positions. Okay, so it's basically copy-paste driven development. Get bank change. What is wrong? Function can left get wider, not found. Okay. So basically, we check if the change that we want to do is like narrow the river or widen the river, and we check the conditions, like can the river get wider or can the river get narrower. Okay, and here we will just do the 4x in range, and like from 0 to oh, we will need to like keep the y position somewhere, like most likely outside of that function. Okay, for now let's assume the y will be just 0. In range from 0 to bank left. And the line will be array of a vector 2 integer, and it's empty for now. And we will just put line, what's the function? Append? Yeah, we will just append vector 2i, x and y. Okay, this is the left bank, and we do the same for the right bank. But the range will start from bank right to the level width -1, I think. I think the range is like inclusive. Starts from B, increases by steps of 1 and stops before N. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, and if we call put grass with that line, it should just work like a Bethesda game. Okay, so in ready function, we can call the draw river. And let's see what will happen. Okay, we have our first part of the level. Cool. So we should be able to easily make it wider by increasing this parameter. Nice. Maybe let's make it 32. Okay, it's easily, you can easily change this, so it, like, nothing is written in stone yet. Level width, what is line width? I think I meant to call this bridge width. Also, how do you pronounce? Width. That's so weird. Width. Anyway. Let's call this bridge width. Cool. What's the warning? Integer division. It's fine. We will always be using the even numbers, so it's fine. Cool. Let's increase the bridge width because it's too narrow. Is it wider? It is. Okay, cool. Let's make it 40. Okay, let's just stick with what we have here. Okay. So can get narrower. Narrowest is 2. Okay. I think the narrowest should be just bridge width. So let's stop using the narrowest because we don't know narrowest what. Okay, and what we can do, we don't need to have like global variable for y coordinate. We can just have it here in the ready function, I guess. Let's just start with something. Okay, and the draw river can have like argument. Integer. And we can also call this like draw river line. Cool. Okay, so it only needs to know the y position. Kinda weird that we have like state passed here and changing state. Like calling that function will change the bank left and bank right randomly. I'm kinda used to write functions that don't update the state of the object. Like you sometimes you don't want to, like, you know, have that behavior, then when you call the same function over and over again, you get like different results for the same input, right? But you know, we kind of want to have that randomness here. So I think it's fine. Like, we only change the state of the level object. Anyway, what is wrong? Oh, it's called draw variable line now. And if we loop over this, let us write it this way: while y less than, let's say, 100. Y plus equals 1. And let's see if we will generate 100 lines. Pretty cool, right? What's this? Oh, this might like get narrower and wider at the same time. But overall, we have a pretty cool river now. Nice. It's a little bit too narrow still. But yeah, the result is pretty good looking, I would say. Nice. So what do we do now? Wait, so the narrowest is 12. It starts with the narrowest, but it goes below that. Like, it can get narrower. I mean, not in this example, but still. Okay, it takes a while to generate 1000 lines. Okay, this is the starting point, so this is the bridge width. And let's see if it gets... Yeah, it gets much more narrow. Something is wrong with the code. Yeah. Okay, it's totally broken. It shouldn't work like that. Okay. Can get narrower. So if the bank right minus bank left is bigger than bridge width. So, like, let's say, okay, like generating 1000 while the game's opening is not the best idea. But so let's say like bank ride is, I don't know, 20 and this is 10. So 20 minus 10 should be bigger than bridge width. Okay, seems like this is fine. Can the left bank get wider? So to make left bank get wider, we need to like decrease the value. And I just hard coded the 2 here. And if we want the right bank to get wider, it should not exceed the level width -2, so it should stop around here. So I think something is wrong with the probably this. Get random, but this should also be parameterized. This is basically a chance for the river to get wider or narrower. So let's say inclusive. Wait, rand e range is inclusive and range is not. Oh, because it's randomness. It's not normal range. Okay. So let's say if I set it to 2, the river should like fluctuate. Inclusive walk game. Yep. It's not my fault that they are using the math terms. The walk crowd. Wait, it actually looks cool. What the heck? So yeah, but it shouldn't be working like that. Wait, does it only get narrower? It doesn't go back. Like the right bank doesn't go back to the right side. Yeah, it only gets narrower. Interesting. So something might be wrong with can get wider. Or maybe. So we are like generating the random number, and I just assumed if we get 0, the river will get narrower. Maybe we never get narrow value. Okay, let me quickly change this to 100 so it won't take ages. Okay, it can get narrower. Okay, debugging time. Maybe something is wrong with can get narrower. Let's see. So bank right is 25. Bank left is 14. I think there is like, you can like evaluate. It's 11 and bridge width is 12. Okay, so it can't get narrower. Okay, that's the problem, probably. Wait, but it does get narrower. Like the difference between the right bank and the left should be bigger than the bridge width. Am I correct? Mm-hmm. 14 and 24. Oh. Okay. Something is wrong. Yeah, it only gets narrower. So wait, can get narrower is fine? Maybe we never get the wider option. Do we? We do. Wait. Can get wider. Okay. Can get wider is true. So it should get wider. Why doesn't it get wider? Okay, for the left bank change, the wider means that it should go to the left. Does it go to the left? Wait. Okay, the left bank actually goes to the left and sometimes goes to the right as well. Huh. Here it goes to the right. So maybe it's something is wrong with this one. Bank right change. If it's wider... Oh, this is wrong. It should get pushed to the right. Okay. Yeah, okay. This is what happens when you copy paste. There we go. Now it changes too often. But it works. I hope it does. Okay, so it changes too often. So we can actually have a parameter for this. Changiness. Will I understand what it means after like a few weeks? Okay, and we will use the changiness here. And let's set the changiness to, I don't know, 10. It's actually reverse. The bigger changiness means that the river will change less often. Okay, it's less... yeah, it's not changing that often. So it's actually a parameter that... Yeah, that's one of the most difficult things, how to name stuff. I don't know. Maybe river like straightness. How would you call the parameter that means like the bigger the value, the less bend the river has, like the more straight it gets. Okay. Yeah, one of the two hardest problems. Yep. I often name something like blah, especially functions where I'm not sure when I have like in my mind when I have like the general idea of the code, but I'm not exactly sure what the function will do. So I very often use the placeholders like that. Okay, let's call it yeah, cache invalidation and off by one errors. I think it's like a famous quote from someone. River. Let's create a new word. Straightness. Cool. Wait. No description available. Wait, can we have like a documentation for this? We should be able to document that, right? Like, I would love to have something like, you know, where you go to the max and have this. GD script documentation comment. Documentation comment. Oh, you just use double hashtag. Cool. Let's try. We should have like a nice tooltip if you use this. Did I buy micro SD Express for Switch 2? Not yet. I will just see how many games I can fit on that 256 gigabytes, which will be built in. Like, the system will probably take a few gigabytes, of course. But yeah, I will just wait with buying the SD card. I do have 256 card in my Switch 1. And I'm just fine with that much space. There's nothing more. Yep. I will just play Switch 1 games on it. So I'm not worrying about the space yet. But yeah, those third-party games looks kinda scary, right? If I would like to play like Street Fighter 6 or Elden Ring or I don't know, New Borderlands or something like that, then yeah, those games will probably be like 50 gigabytes or something. But yeah, I will just wait. Yeah, like the first party games are still pretty small. Like most of them I think are like less than 20 gigabytes. I should be fine without the SD card for a while. Mario Kart World will be on the cartridge, right? So if they will not do any like super huge updates, we should be fine. The bigger the value, the more straight the river is. Okay, river straightness. We should also use the clumpy method. River, just in case. Maximum. Wait. I kinda don't want to do it that way. Or maybe we should have maximum. I don't know, let's say 1000. So that will make sure that no, even if someone makes that value like -1, and that someone would be me, it will just keep it within those bounds. So yeah, because like if we wait, is it inclusive or exclusive? Not less than minimum and not more than maximum. So if it's like from 2 to 1000, so it will be not less than 2, so it can be 2, and not more than 1000, so it can be 1000. Fine. Code? Split Fiction 73 gigabytes. I won't be playing that. Code should not take too much space. It's probably like a few megabytes, like this, the code alone. But yeah, the textures, all of the assets, yeah, that's what takes place. That takes space in games. Oh, you are right. Yeah, the bundle. The bundle has. Okay, I will have to download the Mario Kart World. How big is the Mario Kart World? $23.4. It's fine. One of the larger games for the year. It's fine. Oh, Vuyak said, yeah, I'm sorry. It will be a code. Yeah, I was like, we were talking about the sizes, and I assumed that Vuyak meant the code size will be... Oh, never mind. Okay, it only be like, I mean only, like for today's standards, 24 gigabytes for like a 3D racing game, it's not that bad, right? Like Nintendo is probably using that patented technology for like compressing textures and stuff. Yeah, I have Forza Motorsport and it's probably, yeah, $90. Yeah, screw that. Wait, let me see how big the Forza is. How the heck do we even check that? Forza. Do they even tell you how big the game is? Yeah, it's 136 gigabytes for new Forza Motorsport. So yeah, compare that to 24 gigabytes, which is like 6 times less. It's very well. It's a very nice size. Yeah, Nintendo knows how to, you know, compress their games. Cyberpunk has 4K assets. But you know, they could downscale some textures in a way that you will not notice. I assume the textures will be worse than, let's say, on PS5. You can also save a lot of space if you know, downsample some audio. What? How big is Cyberpunk on PC? GOG shows the game sizes, right? Cyberpunk. Let's see, Ultimate Edition. Continue. How big is it? 70 gigabytes. Wait. Oh, Forza has 4K assets. I see. Yeah. But if you think about the game like Forza, it shouldn't be that big, right? What do they have there? Like there's like tarmac, grass, trees, and a lot of cars, which I don't know. Do you need to like texture? You know, if it's like single color, does it really require a texture? It probably does require some kind of texture. Maybe you don't need to have like, you know, red texture, green texture, all of that. Rays being traced. Also, I've read somewhere that like the reason that games are so big nowadays is because they don't compress the assets that much, so when the game is loading you don't have to decompress them, so it's like faster. That's one of the reasons that might be the case. I've read that somewhere, like that was probably on Reddit or somewhere like this, so take it with a grain of salt, right? They don't give a duck about compression. I'm pretty sure they do. But if you like, you can like, let's say zip everything, right? But you will have to unzip those assets every time you load the game. And it will take time. Like, even if you have like multi-core CPU, which is pretty fast, and you download some zip files, it still takes some seconds, right, to unzip them. So that may be a reason, especially if you have some open world games and you need to quickly load a lot of things at the same time. Okay. PS5 has this Kraken decompression algorithm or some shit. Streaming compression is basically free on modern PCs. You save more time on reading memory. Oh, than you use on decompression. I see. Yeah, the memory is still pretty slow, right? We've talked about the fragment, I think it's called fragmentation. No, data locality, right? I've read about the data locality, and you had some like Vietnam flashbacks across the related to that. I think you said that you've been working on PlayStation games, on some older PlayStation games. That was like difficult thing to do. I don't know. You are the developer, not me. But yeah, I've made like 2 games which did not require any compression at all. So yeah, but it's nice to like, you know, wonder how the things work. Okay. So we no longer need that code that is printing things to the console. So let's remove that. Okay, let's keep the drawbridge. Okay, we don't need drawriver. Let's just remove all of that. Yeah. There we go. You did some shit in school, so maybe a little. And we don't need any of that. We don't need any of that. Yeah, we just have the code that lets us scroll the level that we are generating. Is action. This should be better for now. Yeah, we can now just hold the button and change the speed. Okay, this will be nice for debugging. Okay, so now that I have declared that rivers, we sometimes get the river, but it's fine. It's fine for now. Oh, we don't have collisions yet. We've got rid of the collisions. Okay, let's paint some collisions now. We no longer have the collisions. Okay. I'm kinda afraid of implementing that splitting river thingy. So yeah. You tried the switcher and tried cross progression safe transfer. I think it just works, right? If you connect your GOG account or Steam account, it works with both, right? I remember the first version was like you had to like manually go into the menu, select the upload saves or download saves function. Something like that. I think they've improved that somehow. It's been a while since I've played The Witcher on Switch. Okay, painting time. Level, tile map layer. Navigations, physics, collisions. No. It brought back memories. Last time I played The Witcher was when they introduced the ray tracing on PC. And the performance hit was so big. Like, I don't know, like when you enabled the ray tracing, you've got like huge FPS drop and it was like barely noticeable. Like I was more focused on how choppy it is instead of how good it looks. Okay. Oh, physics layers. Player, walls, bullet. It's walls, I think. Okay, we will treat ground as a wall because we like that's the assumption. When you hit the ground, you die. Even though you're flying in a plane. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but let's just assume that we are flying like through some fjord or something. So collision layer walls, and if we look at the player, it should have mask for the walls. Yeah, so it should work. PS4 generation memories. I see. The Witcher also had pretty rough launch, right? It was not working very well on consoles, if I remember correctly. Okay. We need to paint the physics layer. We've been spoiled, I see. Okay, I will just remove this. There we go. Can I rotate this? With loading. Oh. Does it take ages to load? Wait, there must be easier way to paint those. Wait, I think it was F. Yep, it's F. Okay, let's just start with this, and I think we've also used those tiles and those ones. Let's see. Trains. Yeah, we've been using those and those only. Those as well. Okay. Okay. No, I didn't want that. There must be a better way to do this. It depends where. In Novigrad, it is painful. In Skellige, it was closer to modern times. Yeah, the Novigrad. Yeah, Novigrad was. Oh, first you declare a shape and then you paint? Okay. What? Okay, but I don't want that behavior that when I click, it just copies the same shape. Well, at least we don't have like hundreds of those tiles to work with. What did I do? Also, it doesn't need to be that precise, I think. Kwakowujek. The Witcher is 10 years old, The Witcher 3, right? They've been celebrating that. I think that the game is like 95% cheaper on Steam now, or something like that. But I have it on... Oh, I have just removed this, okay. Yeah, it's like less than 10 PLN for like a base game. Pretty cool. Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. The Witcher 2 is 1914. Wait. What is this? Why do I have 2 polygons now? The Witcher 2 was weird. Like, it was completely different than the first one, right? Why can't I just have more? Oh, that's how we rotate. This is so confusing. Okay, let's just do it like that. It doesn't need to be like super precise, and we can rotate it. Okay, there we go. And okay. Cool. Okay. That should work. Unexpected identifier S. Okay. Okay, the collisions do work now. Very nice. Should we call it a day? I'm kinda glad with what we have for now. What do you think? Yes? Okay, like we still need to implement that splitting into 2 streams, but I will need to do some research before that. I'm glad that we've managed to use those tiles. Like just putting the grass here, and it like auto tiling works. So yeah, we've made a huge progress. Like this was one of the most scary parts, that like generating the terrain and having that auto tiling proper. Okay, so yeah, I think that's enough. So on the next stream we might get back into that Kato Buttered Cat game. It was pretty fun to play. Okay, the credits work this time. Okay, nice. So let's find someone to raid on Twitch. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching today, and let's see who is online. Monster Hunter, Mario Maker. Yeah, we have some games to play. So yeah. Who can we raid? Maybe we should raid someone who plays Mario Maker. Yeah, let's raid T-Roy Rex. He's playing viewer levels. Bye Avito, bye Vujek, bye Acrostel, bye everyone. Okay, I will stop the YouTube stream. So bye bye YouTube.